You know, once upon a time, there was a young woman who dared to enter a world where she was not meant to belong. She walked into rooms full of men, engineers, project managers, decision makers who saw her not as a leader, but as someone who should be, well, taking notes, perhaps serving coffee, or even waiting outside. They told her, women don't last in engineering. Women don't belong in construction. Women don't lead in public works. That woman is standing before you today, and not only did she stay, she built, she led, and she changed the game. Good morning, everyone. I am Maria Catalina Cabral, Undersecretary for Planning and Public-Private Partnership of DPWH. Been with government for 38 years. Many of you here have built businesses. I don't see anyone in government. I have built roads, bridges, buildings, and flood control. But more importantly, I have built a space for women in a world that was not made for us. I stand before you not as a CEO, not as a corporate executive, but as a woman in public service, engineering, and construction, a field where women were never really expected to lead. When I first started in DPWH many years ago, I was 18 years old. I was still a student, working, young, eager, and completely unaware of the challenges that came with being a woman in engineering and construction. I remember walking into the rooms full of men, engineers, and these government officials, where I was often mistaken for anything except the one in charge. I have often been called ma'am with hesitation, asked if I was an executive assistant or even a secretary, and even told outright by a professor in college that women will not last in engineering and that I should head straight to the Arts and Commerce department of my university. But I stayed. I worked, and I proved that competence is not defined by gender. And today, I stand before you not just a civil engineer, not just an undersecretary, not just a leader, but as a woman who has helped shape infrastructure and public service in the last 35 years. I am still here, still standing, still building and still proving them wrong. And I'm not just standing here for myself. I'm standing for every woman who has been told that she does not belong in the room. Women in engineering, construction, and even government face a different kind of challenge. It is not just about being competent. It is about constantly proving that competence. I have heard many things. Pwede ba yan sa babae? Engineering, di ba panlalaki yan? Kaya mo ba yung project site? Okay ka ba matulog kasama yung mga lalaki sa staff house? O baka naman kailangan mo pa ng ibang CR? Men are always assumed to be capable and until proven otherwise. Women, we are assumed to be incapable until we proved otherwise. But despite that, here we all are. We stayed and we climbed. I became the first female rank and file undersecretary of DPWH, starting from a daily wage CE aide, receiving 20 pesos a day. The first female president of the Philippine Institute of Civil Engineers, or PICE, the only professional organization of civil engineers in the Philippines. The first female president of the Road Engineering Association of the Philippines. Not because it was handed to me on a silver platter. No. because I refuse to accept that leadership is only for men. With these achievements paving the way, my dedication and perseverance were recognized. In 2020, I was awarded the Excellence Award by the Federation of Professional Associations in the country. In 2022, I was honored with the Outstanding Filipino Award for Government and Public Service by the Junior Chamber International, or JCI Senate Philippines Incorporated. And did you know that since 1977, when the Professional Regulation Commission, or PRC, began awarding the most outstanding civil engineer, only 2 women have ever received it. I am one of them. Awarded in 2021. And the first woman before me was in 2015. 38 years after the PRC started giving out the award. Now ask yourself, why? Is it because women are less capable engineers? Or is it because for decades, leadership in engineering, construction, and public service was never designed to include us? We do not just build roads. We build spaces where women belong, where our ideas are heard, where our skills are valued, where we are not the exceptions, but we are part of the norm. I built a name in engineering and government by not asking for a seat at the table, but by making damn sure that women had a place at that table. Now let us talk about what we do not often talk about, girls. Men in power never get asked, how do you balance career and fatherhood? But women, we get that question all the time. I do. Let me answer it once and for all. We just make it happen. We lead in the workplace, and we still come home to be wives, mothers, grandmothers, daughters, and even caregivers. We attend board meetings and still manage doctor's appointments, buy groceries. We negotiate contracts while thinking about school projects and family dinners. It is not easy. It is exhausting. But we do it. It is because we do not have the privilege of choosing just one role. We do not ask for permission to lead. We just do. Because that is what women do. Motherhood, I have 2 girls, has taught me resilience, patience, and the power of picking my battles. It has made me a better leader, and it has made me unstoppable. Here's what I have learned. Women in leadership do not just break glass ceilings. We redesign the entire room. Too often, we wait for opportunities for validation for someone to say, yes, you are ready. Let me tell you this, stop waiting. You are ready now. We are not guests in leadership. We are here to stay. That is why I make it a point to mentor women in DPWH. In engineering, I encourage all young people to take, engineering, especially join government, because I do not want to be the only one. I am 61 years old. When we rise, we lift others with us. That is the legacy I want to leave. And not just roads. At the end of the day, you will be forgetting who built that road, who built that skyway, that expressway. I'm going to Cavite Laguna Expressway this morning because the president will be inspecting it, and I will have to join my boss, the secretary. So we just want to be remembered that we lead the pathway for more women to follow. So ladies, if there's one thing I want you to take away, it is this. We are the generation that stops saying women can lead and start saying women are leading. We do not wait for permission. We do not wait for a seat. We take up the space, and we do not just build roads. We pave the way for the next generation. So, to every woman here today, do not just be part of the change. Be the force that drives the change. And finally, be a pioneer in anything. That should be your goal and your children's goal. There's something special about being the first. Yes, it is daunting. It is hard. No experience, no clear path, and a sense of no knowledge or zero knowledge. But hey, excellence must start somewhere, even from zero. You do not enter, I entered the room with nobody. I do not know anyone, but hey, I made a friends, in the table. I made 4 friends, more friends. Nobody knows me when I entered the room, but now you know me. I'm sure you will remember that I'm a mother of 2. So, many will follow after us, but it is the first who will always be remembered. So be bold, be brave. Young girls, be strong. Aim to be the first in your area, in your company, in your region, in your province, even, be the first to be the professional doctor in your family. Because the first will always be remembered. But yes, don't forget, be a woman. Magandang umaga po, and good luck in this Asia Forum. Thank you for the invitation.